Coming up, we'll tell you what happened when Forbidden Door went off the air last night. Plus, some WWE titles are moving brands, and a TNA title change took place at WWE Heatwave. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Forbidden Door took place last night at the O2 Arena. A really fun night, a very long night of wrestling, but that's not a surprise at this point.
Not surprised at all. It's they like to give you your value for money.
That they do, and it was capped off by a huge lights-out steel cage match that just saw carnage and plunder all the way through. And it looked as if Will Ospreay was going to get that wonderful send-off, just to sign off and wave to goodbye to the London crowd with reports out that he was going to take some time away.
We even got the little ident popped up, and it was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the... No, it's not the end of the night.
No, Death Riders locked Will Ospreay in the cage, put a pasting on him, and consequently Moxley stamped on the steel chair that may have re-injured Will Ospreay's neck. And we go off air with the cage being lifted up and people rushing to check on Will. When the show went off the air, fans just had to sit and watch in shock as Ospreay was treated by medical personnel and then taken out on a stretcher.
My favourite part of this is that Marina Shafir scales the cage, climbs in, and all the baby faces go.
We can't get... If only someone knew how to get in the cage.
What do we do? She's just scaling it in front of them.
That was an interesting bit. But with that as it said, Ospreay being stretchered out of the building, and then Justin Roberts thanking everybody for coming was how it went off the air. This is it for Ospreay for a little while. Both Ospreay and Swerve Strickland written off future plans for AEW at Forbidden Door.
There was sort of rumor that he potentially needed neck surgery or some form of surgery. So essentially with Swerve as well gone, it's Will's issues with his neck need to be addressed, really, and Swerve's been dealing with a torn meniscus since 2019, so he's now going to have that repaired. So essentially it's just a bit of a pit stop for both of them, hopefully, and then we can get them back fighting fit in no time. Which
leaves obviously some gaps within the roster, but that's why it's nice to see Wardlow pop back up last night for the first time in ages. We saw the return of Konosuke Takeshita.
Just give
from
the
G1.
belt back to John, man. Yeah, and
no!
Stop it! Takeshita comes out without his trophy that he could have used as a massive weapon.
He could have used
that as a massive weapon whenever he wanted, but he didn't bring the trophy with him. Give the title back to John. The suitcase is feeling a bit too light.
You're a massive weapon if you want John Moxley back as AEW World Champion. Just putting that out there.
I do have a massive weapon, Tom.
So I've heard. Jamie Hayter returned last night as well. She came to the rescue of Queen Aminata, who was getting a beating by the Triangle. Fightful Select say that it was a return that many hoped would have happened much earlier because she hasn't been around since Double or Nothing.
No, they reported Hayter was injured in the closing spot of her AEW Double or Nothing match with Mercedes Moné. We're told that initially things seemed okay, but backstage Hayter had not been feeling great. She wasn't cleared for further contact. As of Double or Nothing, there actually hadn't been firm plans known for Thekla's debut. However, with Jamie Hayter being on the shelf, this pushed up Thekla's debut. Hayter gained praise for working through a smoke and mirrors spot while not cleared to help Thekla's debut get off the ground. And the plan had apparently always been for Hayter and Thekla feud upon Hayter's return.
Yeah, so if you remember when Thekla debuted,
been bubbling away.
They've been ticking away at it for a long time, but Hayter was injured, but they did the whole thing where Hayter just was laid out in the ring mysteriously by the debuting Thekla, and it just was a great little starter cap for Thekla, and we can now pick up where we left off from there. Forbidden Door was a show that you talked about this as well, seemed to really lack that energy from New Japan on this occasion.
Well, I think when your stars are like New Japan, it needs to rebuild stars. It needs to build a solid foundation of stars. And I think that you can't count on a partner company to always have that star power available and ready to just jump. I would have liked to have seen more CMLL. And I would have liked to have seen more sort of partner promotion stuff going on. But I think that, it was decidedly less New Japan-y this time.
Decidedly so. Sources in AEW believe that if AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door continues, it'll be on a different time of the calendar, because the big belief is in the company that the adjustments to the schedule are going to be needed with All In happening earlier in the year, and that affected things this time round, because New Japan and Stardom have tournaments that are taking up the lion's share of their time and their attention. So you need to do this when there isn't like the G1 happening, and when Stardom haven't got a bunch of stuff going. You need that clear clear.
I'll just get them
clear
to cancel
part of the schedule. Just cancel them.
the G1.
Just cancel the G1.
Tony needs stars.
Stop. We need to send them all there.
We'll do the T1. It's one match, and they both go over the Forbidden Door.
However, Stardom's representation, I think, was more than sufficient because it's put Bozilla on the map. That's for sure.
Bozilla just turned up and wrecked house. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I saw a few people say, "Oh, is Bozilla going to get the Stephanie Verkehr treatment here?" As if WWE go, "Oh, that's a nice new plaything. We'll have that."
Ulf
Thank
Herman,
you.
you say?
Ulf Herman, the German man. Oh, that's the daughter of him. Well, we will have her. Thank you very much. Over to WWE. There's been some question marks over the future of the Speed Championships. The men's and women's Speed titles haven't been defended since the WWE deal with X/Twitter came to an end. Well, that was addressed last night at WWE Heatwave.
Yeah, so they have a brand new home over on NXT.
Hey.
So after the Speed show on X wasn't renewed, and the deal fell through with X if they were looking to potentially continue it. There's been some questions over the future of it, as you said, but Ava last night confirmed the belts make their new home on Tuesday nights, and a tournament's going to begin next month to determine the top contender for Sol Ruka's women's Speed title, featuring a Raw or SmackDown star, an NXT star, a TNA star, and a AAA star. And the winner is going to face Ruka for the title at No Mercy on September 27th. There's no details, however, on when El Grande Americano is going to defend his Speed Championship. Are they still going to be 3-minute matches?
Well, I would have assumed so. That's kind of the setup. What's interesting is that
maybe they put a speedometer on them.
Well, just gauge how fast they go.
Braun Breaker.
The thing is with a Speed match is because it was on its own platform. It was a microcosm in itself, so you could hide the fact that these matches were just going a million miles an hour and everybody's energy bar was far lower than they normally would be. It will expose it a touch more if you do it this way. However, it kind of leans into something like weirdly akin to the round system that the Heritage Cup was, but played at 90 miles an hour and with just one round. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out when it comes to being as part of the main lineup on WWE television. That was the announcement from No Mercy last night. We saw some bangers last night. We saw Obafemi and Javon Evans. Javon Evans launched through the announce table. Are you okay, Javon Evans? That was horrible. But amongst last night's action, we saw a #1 contender crown for the women's title.
It was announced that as a result of winning the triple threat match that opened the show, Lola Vice is going to challenge JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship at No Mercy.
Yeah, I wonder whether this might be Lola Vice's time.
Maybe.
I feel like it could be Lola Vice's time
as well.
It's part of a rough night for JC Jane, who last night lost the TNA Knockouts World Championship. She wasn't even part of the finish because it was Ash by Elegance, Masha Slamovich, and JC Jane in a triple threat for the title. And just as JC Jane delivered the rolling encore, she was pulled out of the ring by the Elegance brand, leaving Ash by Elegance to land a swanton onto Masha to lift the Knockouts World title. Dana Brooke, we've missed you.
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah. For one night only. No, I was chuffed to bits for Ash by Elegance, the former Dana Brooke. This is a wonderful moment for her. However, I see this as a bit of a transitional reign.
Yeah? Where do you see the title going?
Back to Masha.
Back to Masha.
For whatever reason, they didn't want Masha to win here. But TNA can now use this back in their system.
Yeah, and there's enough momentum to carry there where, you pinned me.
That's it.
I want my go.
I want my turn now, please. Thank you. That's how I see it going. I want to very quickly say a massive thank you if you joined us for My World live in London on Saturday night.
Were you hanging out with Jeff Jarrett or something?
I was hanging out with my best friend, Jeff Jarrett. What a dream. Grado was there, and our very special guest, the incredible Prince Nana. How cool was that?
Unreal.
Prince Nana. So it's like I had a dream where me, Jeff Jarrett, and Grado and Prince Nana were all doing the Prince Nana dance in a pub in London. It turned out it wasn't a dream. And I won the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Deathmatch Championship. That definitely happened.
Yeah.
Check his wiki. Definitely happened.
Look, it might not have been a conventional pin, but you doing that for 3 seconds means you are the champion.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's on Wikipedia, so it has to be true.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.
And enjoy your bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, you
Go on, get out.
Go and get out
But
there.
take your phone so you can watch videos when they go live.
Unless you're American.
Yeah, at which point, then happy Monday.
Back to work.
Back to work for you. Bye.